What's going on, guys? Mr. C, the Cook and Teach here. You know what I love more than cooking for the people I love? It's worrying about mental health. That's why I am so excited to be partnered with the company Find the Good. Find the Good is a great company that sells fantastic merch, high quality stuff, super comfortable, comes in a variety of sizes and styles. But not only that, but Find the Good is dedicated to the mental health of Americans. Today, if you use the 10% off code in the link in my description or down below in my bio, you'll earn 10% off your order today. Not only that, but 10% of all profits are donated to Mental Health America. Find the Good is a 5-star review rating. Don't believe me? Check out their website and look at the thousands of 5-star reviews. Finally, if you use Find the Good and you order their stuff, not only will you get 10% off your order using my link, but you will also get 50% off BetterHelp, which is an online therapy that is awesome for anyone who is struggling. Don't wait. Check out the link in my description or in my bio to get 10% off your order today. Thank you so much. Now, please enjoy today's episode. What's going on, guys? Today, I am making a recipe that comes straight out of the Mr. C family cookbook. It's one of my favorites. I cannot wait to show you. Not only is it one of my favorites, but super simple, super easy, and it is a popular dish that we have all throughout the summer. It's a great side that pretty much can go with anything you're cooking. Today I'm going to make for you an Asian salad or an Asian slaw, depending on who you ask. Here's how you make it. All right, you're going to need the following ingredients for our Asian salad, okay? We're going to need some cabbage, some ramen, some chives, cashews, some vinegar, olive oil, and some sugar. We'll just put this off to the side. Okay, to start, we need to make the base of our salad, and well, that's, the lettuce usually. But in this case, we're going Asian. So you're going to take a head of cabbage here, okay? With that head of cabbage, you only need about half a head of cabbage, okay? Now, this serves quite a bit of people, but if you feel like might not be enough, use the whole head, okay? Nothing wrong with that. Now, this head of cabbage needs to be shredded. So, with your knife, you're just going to cut strips going one way. Oops. Okay, and then going the other direction, you're going to cut strips going the other way. And just kind of finely shred this, okay? Doesn't need to be perfect. Now, if you want to skip this step, right? If you're not a cooker and you don't feel like prepping an entire head of cabbage to chop this and shred it up into tiny, easy to manage bite-sized pieces, then you know what? Good on you, You don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. But that being said, you can usually buy something like this, usually a coleslaw mix or cabbage mix, already prepackaged in the grocery store, okay? I like making this homemade. We used to make this all the time in the summer growing up. I remember Sundays, We'd be smoking a pork shoulder all day. We'd make the staple sides, you know, some sort of salad or slaw, usually this Asian salad. Beans, appetizers, as far as the eye could see, you know, spending all day outside, getting to enjoy a nice family meal Sunday night. Nothing better. Okay. So we, again, with this cabbage slaw, you can just, you know, again, rough chop here. We just want this shredded. We want it into nice, manageable, bite-sized pieces. If you're looking again for some more uniformity, grocery store is the way to go. But I like doing it this way. Reminds me of growing up. All right. Kind of just loosely chop. Give this one more good toss with the knife. All right, perfect. Now into our big bowl here, our cabbage, excuse me, is going to go. Now, when you go to make this salad or slaw, okay, definitely a good idea to have all this kind of prepped ahead of time, especially if you are having guests over. You can kind of make everything ahead of time and then just don't toss the dressing in there until you are ready to serve, okay? Now, the next thing that's going in here is, you could use green onion. I've got some fresh chives here from my garden that we're just gonna go ahead and just loosely kind of chop these up like so. Got about, I'd say 5 or 6 chives here that I'm just kind of roughly chopping, okay, into our bowl. Those will go. Oh boy. As I'm making this, I'm already being brought back to those Sundays at home. All right. Next up, get some sort of ramen, okay? You can use the cheap stuff. You can, you know, go wild. But essentially, one package of ramen will do. I'm using the Sapporo Ichiban Tonkatsu ramen, okay? We're gonna need both the noodles as well as the packet in here. With the noodles, take the bottom end of your knife, or if you have some sort of mallet, and you're just gonna give this a rough smash, okay? You don't want it to be like powder, but we don't want, you know, giant, massive pieces. Something along this line, okay? In enough pieces to where, you know, it'll give you a good crunch, but you don't want to be choking on a large chunk of dried ramen, okay? So into the bowl that will go. We're going to save the seasoning packet for our dressing, which we're going to make right now. Okay, using a giant or a big 4-cup measuring cup here, you are going to put half a cup of vegetable oil. Okay, you're going to put 3 tablespoons of white distilled vinegar. All right. 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Touch of salt. Okay. And obviously you can season with salt and pepper after you've tossed the salad and tasted it. We're going to do some cracked black pepper here. And then our final ingredient, our ramen packet. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and toss that in there like so. Beautiful. Okay. Take a fork. Whisk until everything is well combined. Want that sugar to kind of dissolve Smells delicious. Get a little bit of that chicken flavor from the ramen packet, and then the acidity from that vinegar. You can kind of smell it. Almost does smell like a coleslaw type of dressing. It kind of looks a little bit, consistency wise, of a coleslaw dressing. So whisk this until that sugar is kind of dissolved. Now, a lot of the ingredients that are used in here are, I feel like, used in a lot of Asian dishes, obviously the ramen's a dead giveaway, right? But green onions or chives, cabbage for sure, sugar here in the dressing. To top this whole bad boy off, we're gonna finish it with about a half a cup of cashews. Okay, dressing is done. Now, like I said, if you are not ready to eat or serve, put a lid on your salad, put the dressing in the refrigerator. This can sit until you are ready to serve. But if you're like me and you're hungry and dinner is just around the corner, we're gonna go ahead and add our sauce, our dressing here. Okay. Gotta get rid of some of these other ingredients here. All right. Finally, to top it off, half a cup of cashews. I like to leave the cashews whole. You don't have to leave the cashews whole. You could, do exactly what I did with the ramen and just kind of stick it in a bag, pound them up a bit. Get yourself a lid. Shake it up, baby. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. All right. Now, moment of truth. We have our, well, what we do have is I have a mess here, but what we do have here is, oh yeah, a delicious looking Asian salad. Look at that. Now, when you're ready, get yourself a bowl. Serve yourself up some of that delicious salad. Now, I find with this salad, okay, that dressing, you got to kind of let it do its work, okay? You want to kind of let the liquids in the dressing soak up into that cabbage, soften the ramen noodles just a tiny bit. You don't want them to be soggy, okay? So I find a lot of times that this salad does well if you toss the salad, put it back in the fridge, leave it for, 15, 20 minutes. But you absolutely can eat this as is. Cheers. Oh, yeah. That's family right there, baby. That's family. This is home. Home in a bowl. I mean, just a wave of emotions and memories being in that big backyard, smoking a nice pork shoulder and serving up some delicious sides and sitting at the dinner table with my family and getting to enjoy their company. This is a good one. This is a highlight. Thank you so much for watching. What do you want to see me cook next? What's your favorite type of salad or slaw that I can make for you on this channel? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Smash all of those buttons. Until next time, I am Mr. C, the Cook and Teach. And this is Cook and Teach out.